Welcome back friends, welcome you all in the new session of C programming. So in today's session we will understood how we can call the function in our C programming. What is the meaning of this particular CLR, SCR, why we are writing printf, what is this particular string inside this particular parenthesis, why we are using this particular semicolon. So as we know, in last to last session we have discussed this particular main is the function. Whatever, if we have any word and beside that particular word we have any parenthesis, so that is the function. Okay, so similar thing we have written here also, CLR, and the parenthesis, but the additional thing is here, it's a semicolon. So this is in this particular main and this particular CLR, SCR, there is only one difference of semicolon. We have opening and closing parenthesis here, but here we are having one semicolon after this particular parenthesis. So this is the function definition. What we are doing here, we are defining the function. This is known as function definition, and main is the function that we need to define because main is automatically called by this particular OS. Okay, but if we have to call any function, and this particular clrscr, clear screen, this is known as clear screen, this particular function resides inside this particular conio.h header file. So if we are using this particular clrscr function, we need to define this conio.h. And here I want to tell you this particular conio.h, as in our previous session I told you header files are defined in their editor. So conio.h header file is only available in DOS editor or Turbo C editor. As we are using here Visual Studio Code editor, the conio.h header file is not available with this particular editor or any of the modern editor. So we need not to use this particular clrscr function here, but just for your understanding, if someone is using Turbo C Borderland editor, they can use this particular clrscr function to clear their DOS window, the output window. This particular function will help you to clear the screen before printing, before generating any new output. So in Borderland editor, once you run your program, you will see the function, the output will get displayed on a black window, that is the console window. To clear that screen with new output, we need to use this particular clrscr function. So what we understood, if we need to define any function, it will have one opening and closing parenthesis, the block opening bracket and the block closing bracket. But if we are calling this particular any function, we need to call any function, like if we want to call this particular Rohit function that we have written here, if we want to call this particular Rohit function inside this block, we need to somehow define Rohit function opening and closing braces like this. Then only we will be able to call this particular function, and we need to put a semicolon here. So this is function calling and this is function definition. So this is particular difference between function calling and function definition. And we have one semicolon here. This is now known as semicolon is known as statement terminator. Okay, it has a different word use. We can call it with a different word in C programming. It is known as statement terminator. So as we are using this particular Visual Studio Code IDE, we need not to use conio.h, as well as we need not to use this particular clrscr. But for your understanding, if you are using Borderland editor, we can use this clrscr function as well as this particular conio.h header file. Now next, coming to the printf. So as we understood, this is a function calling because we have opening and closing parenthesis as well as a semicolon here. So we are calling again a printf function, and printf is the part of this particular stdio.h header file, standard input output header file. So we are trying to generate the output. So that's why this particular printf function is a part of stdio.h header file. This function is defined in this particular stdio.h class. Now what we have written here in the semicolon, in the double quotes, not in the semicolon, in the double quotes, it is the string that we want to generate as output. Okay, so printf is the function that is known as print formatted. The name of this particular print function is print formatted. The work that it do, it displays the output on our screen. So once we run this particular program, to run this program, we need to comment out this particular clrscr function and this particular conio.h because it is not available in this particular ID. We will just click on build an active debug file with gcc.exe compiler. And what it will do, we have seen this output window in our earlier session also. So it will generate hello world from C program. Let's see whether it is generating or not. It will take a minute. Okay, it is running the program, it is building the program, and then it is executing the program from the path where we have written this particular C program. So it is has interpreted this particular program, and now we will see the output of this program. Hello world from C program. Wait for a second. So on terminal, we can see the output is hello world from C program. So that is all for today's session. In coming session, we will more discuss about the program, and we will see how we can run other programs also with this particular IDE. Thanks for till.